neighborhoods, communities, right? On the other side is Section K, Campbellville. This new house, new property. That's Dennis Street. And Dennis Street goes all the way through to Kitty. And on this side goes into Sophia. Runs behind UG, the backside of UG. So now you're able to connect, you're able to drive through from all the way from the seawall, right? From the seawall, from you're able to drive all the way from the seawall on Conversation Free Road on Delhi Street into Lama Gardens. This is Lama Gardens. The last time we were here, Lama Gardens was, I think they were constructing some new properties, new homes, but some of the largest estates are located here in Lama Gardens. And people continue to build. A lot of expatriates have returned. A lot of local business owners have expanded and established their residences here, and this is also where a lot of our expatriate Guyanese would rent high-priced houses, $5,000 a month and more. This one is the High Commissioner to Delhi. Remember, the last time we were passing through this neighborhood, this house in the section of Garnet Street was being constructed. Now it's completed. That's Garnet Street. This is Bel Air Avenue. Bel Air Avenue in Lama Gardens, and this building next to the corner here in the intersection, that's the High Commissioner to Belize. So like I said, a lot of these homes in Lama Gardens tended to be some of the largest and most expensive property in Georgetown, and are now being rented to expatriates and some of the missions, country missions, ambassadors and commissions and so on, high commissioners. So what is new and what is interesting about this section of the city is that it has been transformed in the last year. It's now connected across Dennis Street. Like I said, there was a time when you couldn't drive across Dennis Street into Prashad Nagar, but now you can. On the other side, that is Section K, Campbellville, which we've seen before. But on this side, it's Lama Gardens and some of the most expensive residential property in Georgetown. Because of the size of the land, right? The plots of land tend to be much larger than typically what you'd get in Georgetown. In Georgetown, the house lots are about 40 feet wide, 80 feet deep, or sometimes less. But out here you can see in Lama Gardens the house lots are much wider and deeper, so you get much more land and you can build much bigger houses. So my impression, of course, is that it is an improvement on what was here before, being able to connect. In other words, if you lived in Lama Gardens, previously you would have to drive onto Sheriff Street. If you're coming along the east coast, Rupert Craig Highway, and you wanted to get to your home in Lama Gardens, you'd have to come through Sheriff Street, which is one of the busiest thoroughfares in the city now. I've compared it in the past to Queens Boulevard, but now you can come through Prashad Nagar, that is through Delhi Avenue, Delhi Street, and connect across Dennis Street to your home in Lama Gardens. So that is in fact a major improvement on what is happening here with road construction in Georgetown. This is also another mansion in Lama Gardens. Some of these are actually being expanded and extended routinely, so every time I come through this neighborhood, the houses are bigger. The same houses that were bigger, now bigger. That's an example of what's happening here in Lama Gardens with the advent of returning Guyanese. That is, Guyanese who were living abroad, living in the US and Canada and the UK, returning and building bigger houses, as well as business people who are benefiting from the growing economy, are extending and expanding their homes here in Lama Gardens. This one is Duncan Street. Right, that's Duncan Street in Campbellville, and on the other side, Section K, Campbellville. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go all the way to the end like I did in the previous video and show you this section of Georgetown, which doesn't always come into onto my channel. As you can see in the background there's another house that's being built, another larger house is being built, and that's what's happening in this neck of the woods. Older and smaller houses are being torn down to build much bigger and larger property, and it reflects changes in the community, changes in the neighborhood. Renata, how are you doing? So this is what's happening in this neck of the woods. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing economy in the world, Guyana. Later! So this is what's happening on Belleair Street and Lama Gardens in Georgetown.